Hi everyone, it's Lori from Enchanted Dream 71 and welcome to my craft room. I hope you are all happy, healthy, and blessed today, and I want to thank you for coming over and supporting my channel and crafting with me. So you may be wondering why I have out all of these little bitty Bibles. I did want to go ahead and show you this one. Now this is the New Testament Psalms, and this is actually, I believe it's 1943. And this was actually one of my neighbors from many, many years ago in the old place. This is comparable to the 1611, commonly known as the authorized of the King James, version. I was just listening to something about King David, so I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a 1943 edition. And this was actually one of my neighbors from many years ago, because we've been in our home now for like 19 years. I believe this month on the 19th was 19 years. Next year will be 20. Prior to that, I had lived at the same location for, I believe, about 15 years. But yeah, she had passed away and they had an estate sale, and I actually picked this up. So this is one that I will not be getting rid of. I absolutely love it and adore it because it was hers. These Bibles here, guys, the majority of them were, we have people who actually come to where I work and just leave these Bibles laying around and no one picks them up, and some of them had just been in kind of a junk drawer at work for, 2-3 years. So I ended up collecting those. The blue one and the orange one, I'm not 100% sure where they came from. I need to clean this one up a little bit, it looks like. And then these right here, I think one of the grandbabies got from somewhere. So these are important because I'm going to tell you what we're going to finally start today, since I am feeling somewhat up to it. I'll place these down here. If you hear my voice, you may not think I am up to it, but I'm not sure what's going on there. Really need to make an appointment. I believe it's bronchitis and the cough and the polyps still on my vocal cords. Whenever I cough, it upsets them. So yeah, anyway, the voice is what it is. If you can't stick around through that, then please feel free to move on, because I want to craft. So I had told you guys that in my town, we actually have a new thrift store, and it is now my favorite thrift store, and it is called Love Street Ministries. Love Street Ministries. You can look them up on Facebook. They do lots of missions, and apparently I can't talk today, go out into the community and help the homeless with clothes and just various items that they may need. And I was actually talking to one of the ladies who run it. It's her and her husband, or the lady who runs it, her and her husband. I love this thrift store because they have, first of all, a lot of nice, wonderful items I have purchased. Like all of their tops are $4 each, and I know, still hanging in my closet because I hadn't wore it yet, I have one really nice dress-up shirt. I don't remember the name of the company, but the tag on it was $99.99, and I got it for $4. So despite the fact that it may have a tag on it for that much, all of their shirts are $4 each. So a lot of my shirts, I believe this one even came from there, that I purposefully go there to buy my long sleeve shirts for my videos, because you can't beat $4. And they are all, like I said, a lot of them still have tags on them and things. But anyway, point being, they don't jack up the prices. What used to be my favorite thrift store, they have just jacked the prices up. It's ridiculous. They have more huge furniture, a lot of new furniture, than the lovely worn out, antique, vintagey things that we all like. They don't really carry that much of that stuff anymore. So, yeah, I like to go to Love Street Ministries here in my town and show them some support. Well, I was talking to the owner one day, and I was like, I make handmade journals, and they have been so good to me. I ended up showing up one day a few minutes early before they opened, and was standing outside, and I had been very upset and was actually in my car crying, waiting on them to open, and I kind of thought I had cleared my face up and went to the sidewalk and was standing there waiting for them to open, and she came and opened the door and invited me to come on in, and we're standing on the sidewalk, and she's like, "Are you doing all right today? How are you doing?" Of course, I told her I was fine, and she's like, "Mm-mm." She's like, "What's going on? I know something's going on." And, I just kind of lost it, and she pulled me inside and called her husband over, and they both stand there and prayed over me, and yeah, they're just amazing people. But anyway, I had talked to her about possibly doing some small journals, like TN style, traveler's notebooks, if you don't know what TN means, but smaller journals. And I had mentioned, I could just drop them off and they could give them out to, the people that come in there and shop. But she's like, "Hey, I have a good idea. Why don't we give them out to the homeless when we go out on our missions?" And unfortunately, I work every Tuesday, and I believe that's when they go and do their missions. So I've not been able to participate in any of those yet, although, there's a little tug on my heart to do that, so I may have to figure that out. And I'm like, that's a fabulous idea. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is making TN style journals. And my first thought was to use them with the traditional, scrapbooking paper. Do some Tim Holtz for the men and something frittly and nice for the women. And then going to the Dollar Tree and getting gallon Ziploc bags. And my plan was to put the little journal in there. It will be completely a writing journal, and it won't have all the fritilies and all the pockets and all of these things in there. I'm also going to include one of these prayer cards that I purchased from work, and then I have some bigger ones. I'm going to include one of those in there. I'm also thinking about, handwriting a little note to put inside each one. But yeah, it'll be completely a writing journal. I have gotten out, guys, all of this. This is just regular copy paper. I don't think any of it's cardstock. If we run through any cardstock, we'll take that out. But I think every bit of this is just regular writing paper. So this is what we're going to be using to fill these up with. So what I was thinking was making the little journal just a writing journal, just something for them to have. And since they are homeless, and I'm sure, I've seen homeless in the rain before, I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree and buy gallon Ziploc bags and pens, packs of pens, and I'm going to take the journal and put it in the bag with an ink pen, and with one of these little journals here. I don't have enough of these. I want to try and get my hands on more of these so that this is something that I could continue to do to try to give back, and just hopefully it puts the Word of God in people's hands who otherwise may not have it put in their hands. Maybe it'll touch some lives and just help them and let them know that Jesus loves them, and possibly help them find a way off of the streets. That is my hope. But the only thing I hope to get out of this is just to bring a little brightness to someone's day. I can't imagine, guys, because if you don't know my backstory, I have actually been homeless before. I had my son when I was 16. Shortly thereafter, no, I was 15. Shortly thereafter, I turned 16. A week after he was born, my boyfriend and I got married, so he was my first husband. We got married. And yeah, our son was about 6 months old, and we found ourselves homeless living in our car. And a lot of people don't even have a car. So yeah, we would put up a tent in a churchyard. I remember one time when it was getting close to dark, so in the hopes that nobody would see us, because the last thing we wanted was for anyone to get involved and our son be taken from us, because we were very young, but doing the very, very best that we could. I thank the Lord that it didn't last for too long, but it was a very, very tough period living out of your car. And we would take our tent up before the sun rised again so that nobody would see us. And we would go around and pick up aluminum cans and go sell them for a little bit of gas money, but more importantly for a little styrofoam cooler and some bags of ice to keep our son's milk cold once it was open. Yeah, so, you know, a lot of us who are doing well now, we need to be humbled because we think that that's something that could never happen to you. But I guarantee you, it could only take one tragic event to start a snowball, and you could find yourself in that place. And there's a lot of people in that place, so let me get off of that before I start crying, because I don't need to be doing that. But we're just going to make some small journals right now. I'm going to make some for the ladies. And instead of using the scrapbooking paper like I had planned, I had actually printed these out. I believe these are Lorna Taylor at Taylor Made Journals. I think I have it beside me. Let me see. This is Worn Tapestry, I believe. So go over there and check out Lorna. Well, I printed these on extra heavy cardstock. Hear how hard that is. Because I did it through my HP printer. It is one-sided, but they're not going to care. They're going to have a journal and a writing tool and a Bible, so hopefully they'll be good. But I thought we could just use these to make these. And what I've done is I've already cut this little edge off, and I've already folded it, so there will be a little pocket there. And then there's their journal. This one's off a little bit, but I'm still going to use it because I'm not going to waste it. And once it's folded, it's about 4 by 8.5 is what it ends up being folded. So we're going to get started on making some of these little journals, which you can make with digitals, TN journals, just as well as you can scrapbook paper. It may not be the traditional TN size, but I think these will work great, and I'm so excited to get started on these. And hopefully, let's see, I'm off today. I'm hoping to get, some completed today. It is Monday when I'm filming, the 5th. I believe it's the 25th of August. Yeah. And I'm hoping to get some of these ready to drop off to her on Wednesday. So the size that I actually cut these down to, so my paper is 8.5, is it 8.5 by 11? Yeah, right at 8.5 by 11. I did have to cut that little strip off because of my printer, but we're just going to go with it and do the best we can. So what I'm doing is 8.5 by 11 digital on extra thick cardstock. I do not know the weight, but I had purchased it and did not realize that it would not go through my Epson printer. It just was not taking this thick paper. But I threw caution to the wind and had tried it on my HP, and it went through it fine. Unfortunately, my HP broke, so I've got to buy another one. Yeah, she's got problems. So this is just right about 11. So we are going to score this at 5.5, straight down the middle. Okay, so we're going straight down the middle. And then I'm going to flip it over. Why am I flipping it over? I don't need to flip it over. Flip it back over, Lori. Let's scratch out, don't flip over. Or flip over. Okay. We're going to scratch out, flip over, because that's not necessary. trying to keep my notes. Okay, so we've scored at 5.5, so that's going to give us our middle. And then I'm going to score each of these sides here at 1.5. So here is 1. So this right here is this 1.5. There's 1, so this is 1.5. And I'm scoring it 2 or 3 times because, and then I'm just going to turn it this way and score it again at 1.5. Yeah, I'm just doing it this many times because when I tell you this is thick cardstock, it is really thick cardstock, and probably should have never purchased it to begin with, but it was early on in my journey. I've had these for years in my journal making journey and just didn't realize. Okay, and then we're going to fold it in half, and yeah, that's pretty much spot on. I'm happy with that. So there's another cover. So voila, just like that, we have 3. So let's see, yeah, it looks like all of these I need to cut the edges off. So we'll just go ahead and get all of the edges cut off, kind of like an assembly line style, doing one thing at a time. Just barely have to cut anything off of this. Just want to get that white off. And that did absolutely nothing, Lori. Maybe about there. There we go. We got that. Now let's see what size this is. Yep, that's going to be right about 11. Okay. So there's that one. And then here's this one. And this video, we will just go, it's pretty much just going to be repetition. You know, just doing the things to get them ready. Not sure how long I'll go. Maybe we will stop in time to get the pages in one of them, because I certainly don't want to wear out my hand on this one project. It's a bit sensitive today, but that is pretty much every day. Again, I'm off today, working tomorrow, I believe, and then I go to my occupational therapy. Okay, so I think that's got the cutting part done. So we can sit her down there. Excuse me. I really need to be calling the doctor and getting an appointment because this is just not... I think I want that to be the top. Okay. So now we will just go through and do all of our scoring. Now that one does look just a hair under. Okay, so we're going... We've got 8.5 by 11 approximately, and we're going to go at 5.5, straight down the middle, and then over here we're going to go at 1.5, and then we're just going to turn it over and do that 1.5 again. And fold in our pieces, and we're going to varnish them down with our bone folder again, because this is really thick paper. And then give it one there. Oh yeah, see, that's like perfect. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so excited to finally we're going to do this one this way. Filling up to doing this. Did go back to work. I've worked 2 weeks and 1 day. And the first week I did not do my occupational therapy 5.5, 1.5, because I wasn't sure how work was going to go with my hand. And then last week I did work and occupational therapy, excuse me, along with dealing with this bronchitis or whatever it is. It was kind of rough. I got really sick on Thursday and worked about 2 hours, and then management sent me home. So, you know, I lost some hours there, but the Lord will provide, so we're good. Of course, I had to work, 2 weeks before I got my first paycheck. Let's do this one this way. And 5.5. My account seriously had $32 in it when my check hit Thursday. I was so grateful to the Lord that, everything just seemed to fall into place at exactly the right time, which is, it's kind of hard to hold this thing and do that hard. So anyway, fell in place at exactly the right time. So he definitely knows what he's doing. Oh my goodness, I thank him so much. But yeah, $32 and the paycheck hit. Yep, that's my Jesus. He's got me, I know. Okay, so there's another one. Okay, and this will be our last one. So this will be my top, that'll be my top. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to do 5.5. And I think this is the last one we're going to do like this, because this is starting to get to my hand. I probably should have put my brace on, but I'm stubborn. Oh my goodness. Yep. I don't want to wear my hand out on this one video because, I'm off today. See, I can't even hold it now. I'm off today, and I did that wrong. I think I messed that one up. Okay, I think it was okay. Thinking maybe it'll be okay. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I plan on just playing in the craft room today, but also doing a lot more and trying to do videos every day on my TikTok. I am selling items over there. I'm in the TikTok creators pilot program. Yeah, very excited about that. I get more perks when I hit 5,000 followers, and I think I'm getting close to halfway there already. No longer than I've been doing this. So if you guys want to show me some support over there, I would appreciate it. Go over and follow me on TikTok. There will be a link in my description box. And yeah, so we said what, like 8.5 by 4. So, or a little less than 4. So our sheets, let's see, this is just that whatever paper. Let's see, I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. If I did that, I could fold it in and they could fold it out. I may need to raise that up and maybe go over here a little bit. Or I guess I could use this roller, couldn't I? Okay, so we need a little less than 4. Let's try to figure out where that's going to be. I wonder if that's going to be good there. Only one way to find out. That is a bit iffy. So I'm going to go in just a tad bit more. Maybe there. Yeah, I think that's going to work there. Yeah, I think that's better. And then I can roll this one in. See if that's in far enough. I need to cut a little bit off the top. Maybe. Nope. Nothing off the top. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. And then we'll put this on the inside, right? And then that's what'll be sewed into the signature, and then they have a flip out. So that will work on that. Okay, so let me see where this one is. This is actually about 3 3/4. So this may be the part that takes a little while, guys. So if you'll just stick around with me to get one completed, I would really appreciate it. We're just going to give them some bright colors. Hopefully it will lift their day and make them feel good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how many you normally put in a 10. 6, 7. We have a lighter yellow, 8. So maybe 8. Do we think 8 will work? Let's try. And most of these I will probably do off camera because again, I'm sure you guys don't want to be sitting here watching me fumble around with this paper like this. Even I think it's pretty boring, so let's do this one back this way. How about that? Do something a little different. About right there. Oh, that one's a little bit wider. Oops. Making a mess. Okay, well, it's still inside there, so I think I'm okay with that one. Ah, come on. Just making a mess. This might end up being a blooper video. Okay, I'm thinking right there. And then just bring this in. And then put it in there. And they don't have to exactly match there. The only thing I'm worried about is all of them actually fitting inside the journal. And I know the more papers we do, we are going to have to get, you know, go a little bit smaller. Because the more you put in there, the smaller they need to be, because the ones in the very center will need to be a bit shorter, or they will poke out just because of the way that it goes. Okay, I think we're still good there. Yeah. Okay. We'll go about there. about there and see how this one goes. Oh, look, it's going well. I'm surprised. I'm so excited about these. So excited. Okay, guys, we only have 2 more. 3 more, maybe. Okay, I think we'll go about there. Hopefully that'll be okay. And then this one, let's go inside again. Don't want to go all the way to the middle because we want to make sure to... Okay, still good. Yep, 2 more and we'll be done with this part. Okay, let's go about right there. And then this one we can bring back this way. Okay, I'm not sure about this one. Okay, at the middle. Oh, he made it. He made it in there, guys. Okay, last one. Let's see now, maybe I'll do this into like a little side tuck to put the note in there, maybe. A little bit more. Bring this one around this way. That's just to strengthen. So we'll glue that down to strengthen, and then this will just be a little side tuck here, and I can put a little note in there, I think. Now, what maybe I will do is, oh my goodness, where's my center? The green one's my center. Okay, so right now that's the middle of the signature. Why don't we see if I have any of hers that's printed not on cardstock? And I do. Oh, the Lord is working. Okay. So let's see which one we may want. Look at these beautiful, beautiful digitals. How about that? We're gonna do it. Let's just do it. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, so this, I think, needs to be folded this way. And I think we'll go about there. Hopefully that will work. And then we'll fold this back. This way. Now this is going to be our center, and then they can just pull that out. You got the writing space on the back. So let's make sure she's going to fit into our center without bulging out. Oh, she sticks out a little bit. Okay. It's this side over here. So we will go a little bit more with that. Just so she's not hopefully sticking out. Okay, so right here is where I'll sew in the signature. So that's going to be the middle of the signature, guys. And then we'll have little pockets here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I thought we had more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9's good. 9 good for a 10. So you have 9, but then you have 4 sides. And they pull out. Isn't that going to be so cute? And then I can use my sari or whatever ribbon I could find. I have this one. I have this ribbon. This is just from the Dollar Tree. I could go back. This is satin ribbon. Yeah, I could go back today. Oh, look, that's pretty. I could go back today and get some satin ribbon when I pick up the gallon Ziploc bags and packs of pens. So they'll have that. And a Bible. Maybe not that one. How about orange? Anyway, they're going to have this and a Bible and a pen and a little note from me and a prayer card. Gosh, I hope they enjoy it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to rest my hands a minute and possibly go ahead and get the papers ready for these. And maybe in the next video, we can come back and stitch it in case you're new and you're new to that process. I just do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch and we can get it sewn in and we can get these down. And I can find those other bigger cards that I have. I think they're in the Shabby Chic studio. Shabby Chic Sewing Studio, but I'm not positive. And I think I have another box of these around here somewhere. I need to find those. I mean, I'm going to put them a few things in there, but this is for writing, guys. Just for them to, if they feel the need to, just sit down and write something. Maybe it'll take their mind off of things for a little while. That is my hope anyway. And that it'll bring them a little bit of joy. And in the process, lead them to the Lord. Okay, guys. Thank you all. Look, I'm getting emotional. Thank you guys so much. Sorry for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys. Please pray for the homeless in this community. Please pray for Love Street Ministries, who are doing a fabulous job. Yeah, I love you guys. Bye.